I'm being called to specifically work with men because I
Definitely comment, link, send me messages at Get Married Whole, or we're gonna have her on again. So, guys, I would love for you to join us on here on the Get Married Whole and let us hear
absolutely.
your thoughts and even how we can relate to you. Help us women to understand it and how to respond. But
We want to hear straight from the men. Hi,
hey, hello, hello, hello. How are you?
I'm great. How are you?
So wonderful to see you. I am feeling wonderful. Thank you for asking. Welcome, welcome to the Get Married Whole show. We have Miss Lucy Lee here today joining us, the author of this beautiful journal called The Divine in You, A Journey of Transformation. And guys, I did an unboxing video and oh my God, it is really, really nice. The craftsmanship is just beautiful. Oh my
Thank
God. And
you.
you can feel the positivity like emanated from it. So I know you must have wrote it with like, oh man, you could just feel it. I've never seen anything like this. It's so nice. Yes. So I was kind of going through some of the pages and
Mhm.
I'm just so excited. I am so excited. I'm like, guys, we got this beautiful journal and I'm looking forward to doing it. I mean, you have everything that we need from, I mean, I'm gonna just go through some of the pages.
Okay,
Let's see.
let's go through it.
Just even from the beginning, the very first page,
Mhm.
the gratitude, we're
Yes.
explaining. So
Mhm.
you didn't just give a journal, you're helping people understand what they're doing. So like gratitude, it says gratitude is one of the easiest and simplest ways to bring more abundance into your life. You must first become aware of what you already have and be in appreciation before the creator can bestow more blessings upon you. The gratitude journaling process is an easy and accessible way for you to emphasize the importance of recognizing the positive aspects of your daily life in a practical way. In this program, you have daily activities and weekly activities to help you connect to your higher self by shifting and renewing your mind. In order for change to happen, you must first have a renewal of mind. You are more you wait. You are your most valuable asset. We honor you and your commitment to invest in yourself. And you have like week one setting the foundation. And
Yes.
I mean, because I do journal, but this right here, you kind of like get excited, guys. But the craftsmanship is so beautiful. I'm like, do I want to
Thank
write in it? It's
you.
so
Thank you.
nice. But I guess
Thank
we could just write
you.
more and then reflect on it because you have
Absolutely.
it to where it's okay. We have week 7, week 8. Okay, yeah. Oh, week 12. Okay, yeah.
So
Oh,
it's a yeah. We start. It's only a 12-week because I think so. First of all, let's just say that um, this journal specifically, I wanted to have a gratitude journal for men. I know people, there's this misconception that men don't have emotions, they don't talk, they keep things bottled up. So last year, I think when we think of journal, we think of women, you know what I mean? Because I love journals. I know you love journals. And being, when I started really doing my spiritual practice, a gratitude journal. Like I had a coach and she said, just start with 5 things a day when you wake up. That I have to tell you, opened my just my whole I felt like I was in a good place, but I started to feel more abundant. Do you know what I mean? It was like, wow, there's so much that I already have, that I didn't have to be seeking all these external things. And long and behold, the moment I started to feel that way and really be an appreciation for what I had, more started to come into my life, more abundance. It's so funny because I think that a lot of times we think we have goals, we have to be at a certain income level, you have to have a certain house before you can know. What I had to learn would just start with just waking up in the morning. The fact that there are trees, you can hear the birds. I love the birds chirping. That just makes me really happy. Taking a walk in nature, just the fact that maybe you have a family and they're healthy, and whatever it is, there's always something to be grateful for. What you focus on expands. If you focus on what you have and you're in appreciation, I do feel like the creator, by divine default, that's what I like to call it, because it's not like you're like asking for more. Literally, things start coming into your life where you're just like, wow, like, how did that happen? You're really appreciating God, the divine, your creator, what he's made. So of course, more is coming because now you can be trusted that you're not going to mistreat something. So I specifically want to work with men because I feel like right now there's such a division, and we have this misconception that because they're not talking, that they don't have feelings. But at the end of the day, God made men and women. We're wonderfully, fearfully made. So if I found a tool that works for me, who am I to limit that? You know what I mean? Why wouldn't I want to create something that I thought, their reaction to it, where you're like, oh my God, their crap just, that's what I want for them. Because I see men as kings. And if you're a father, you raise, you have a little prince in the house. So when you look at something, you should feel royal. You should feel handsome. You should feel like, oh, this is worthy of me, because that's how God sees you. He would not give you something that was, just a plain, because we're divine, we're wonderful, and men should start to feel that way. So I really wanted the presentation to be worthy from the moment they pick it up, you know what I mean? Until they open and be like, oh, wow. So, presentation's everything. So you would not go to a king and not bring your best present.
Yes. You know what? And it does have a masculine feel to it. So I can see this in a gentleman's home,
Yes.
Even the colors that you did and the way it feels, it's so, and then you have the bright yellow. Like when I open, and guys, look at the packaging. So does it come in this packaging?
So this is the gift wrap from Amazon. I wanted to have Yes, I wanted to have a little gift wrap when I hand it to you, so you can, have a little taste of what is inside,
So did I hear you correctly? You said this is the gift wrapping. Like, so if someone, because we're gonna put she has a link, guys, for the viewers to order this off of Amazon. So are you telling me if we order gift wrap on Amazon, it's gonna come? Yes. Guys, okay, so let me show you.
Yes.
Oh my goodness. It's so beautiful.
Isn't that great? I was excited too. Like,
it was like I was opening up like a piece of sunshine. It was so beautiful with the even down to the color of the bowl. Let me see. Put it back. Try to put it back how I had. Let's see here. Okay, here we go. Okay. Wow, this is so nice. I sometimes, when I order stuff from Amazon, sometimes I put a gift and a special note to myself. I don't get stuff like this. Check this out, guys. Okay. Yeah. All my single and whole ladies and gentlemen. Oh my goodness, look at this. It's in a beautiful, mine came in a beautiful electric blue. I don't know if it comes in different colors, but just think, you can gift this to someone. And I mean, it's so beautiful. Just the and you can keep the bag as well. It has a
Absolutely.
yeah, it has a beautiful yellow bow. It has the straps
Hmm.
and a beautiful card that reads, "What they meant for evil, God is using for good. Congratulations, but first and foremost, all the glory goes to God," from Lucy Lee herself. A special, empowering note. Like, you'll keep this too. This is good to just sit somewhere and you kind of like stumble upon it a week or a month from now, and as a
Hmm.
reminder, you know. And look,
Absolutely.
the note card is pretty.
Yes.
Yes.
So yeah, so that is the whole idea to, for us to start looking at our men, especially our married, if you're married, I know we like to receive gifts and you want to do a presentation, the husband should also feel, appreciated and there was a lot of thought. Because I know with women, it's not just a gift. We want to know that you were intentional. You put a lot of thought into it. So why can't they also receive that? Do you know what I mean? I think it should be the same way. And as far as the note, I just want to say they can customize it. When you write, they can customize their own note. That that has a special meaning for me because everything that led up to this project um, came out of adversity for me and challenges. And it was really empowering for me to write that because you don't realize sometimes when you're going through, it's not just for you, it's for the people behind you. So every time, so I've learned, and I had a post on my Facebook that says that pain used to be my teacher, but now love is.
Amen. I love that. Oh, I love that. And you said
Yes.
something earlier too, that I just want to just kind of put out there, guys. You said that with the gratitude, just taking the time to do, to be grateful by default, by
Yes.
divine default,
Yes.
you're going to get more abundance. I love that. Just by default, it doesn't matter how good you are. If you just did something yesterday that you think was bad or labeled, it doesn't matter.
Hmm.
Wow,
Hmm.
God is love. I
Hmm.
love it. So I wanted to ask you, so what inspired you to create to name it the divine in you?
So they're our creator, and whatever name you have, because some people call the creator God or whatever your source is. He uh he lives in you. God is my creator and my source. He's in me. And I think what I was forgetting before was that there are things that are innately in me, like love, compassion, the fruit of the spirit. They talk about being gentle, having self-control. Those things were already in me. Now, I was not tapping into them. I was not operating out of that place. Because a lot of times, life happens, you're a busy mom, you have a husband, or you're looking for a husband, or whatever the situation is, you have your career, and it's go, 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 go. You forget, a lot of times forget who you are and whose you are because we're so caught up in the culture also. So this was so being able to be in gratitude, it has to be still at times, and then it creates room for you to tap into the sides of you that have been dormant, right? Because I feel like you got operating at a higher frequency because now you're noticing things that you would not notice before. You are expanding your awareness,
Mhm.
not just for the world around you, but for your own self. And then you start to notice, wait a minute, when I just take a few time to just be thankful and grateful, that is my divine, that's the spirit in me. That's just me. Like that feeling that you get, you relax, you calm, you're loving, you're more patient, you're gentle because you're so happy that you already have so much already. Then you start thinking, oh my goodness, thank you, God, or Creator, for all of this. This is so much already. You can't help but to operate from love And the love that is in you was put in you by the God who made you.
Mm, so
So
true.
that was, yes. So that was, for me, I want people, not just for myself, to remember that we didn't come here angry or bitter or something caused you to be reacting that way. But innately, we are good. We're loving. We're kind. We have a gentle spirit. We have self control. We're patient. And that trickles down into every area of your life, whether that's your marriage, your singlehood. Because I know there's some single people with your children, even at work. Even at work. You
Yes.
do not have to be, and I know a lot of people in corporate America, that's a different, but you actually, there's something about you that people will start to notice your spirit is different.
Hmm. You know, I appreciate you saying that. And I've never heard anyone put it like that. And that's really something. So earlier today, because like I said, I'm always journaling, and sometimes I'm not writing it. I'll do a record because I'm
Mhm.
kind of like going through some type of transition or paradigm shift or something that's
Mhm,
happening too. And I'm
mhm,
just like, okay, actually, I'm just more aware because what's happening is a lot is we're just remembering what we already knew.
mhm.
And I'm thinking,
Exactly.
and I'm just kind of going back to how I used to respond to things even when I was a child. And I'm like, wait, let me see exactly how do I feel about this and why am I responding this way. And I just did a video, and I was talking about how I I always choose to operate in love. Like, say if you go through a breakup or something, and
Mhm.
people will say, write down all the things you didn't like about the person, or you got to try to make yourself like really don't like them or hate them. And I
Mm.
was just doing a video like, no, you don't have to do that. That's not us. And then what you do is make yourself get used to that feeling, and you'll think that that's normal to feel like that, but it's not.
Mhm.
And then you're going to be creating more of that in your life. No, think about all
Absolutely.
the good, all the wonderful things that this change in your life is causing,
Mhm.
just and all the wonderful experiences that you guys experience together, so you can get more of that. Because if you focus on the bad things and all of that, I don't know, maybe that works for people, or maybe you want to give yourself a day or two or an hour, but I wouldn't dwell in it. But I like how you said, like, we're loved, but you don't even have to do that. Like, you
Right.
don't have to do that. And I always refuse to do that. I always like to walk in love, no matter what. And
Mhm.
it's better for you. It really is.
Absolutely. And you know what's going to happen is if they're making a list of what they don't like, what they hate, and they're going to attract the same person in a different package.
Yes, you're just telling the universe, I want more of that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I don't think
And
people
and you're
realize that.
feeling it, especially if you're putting feeling into it, and yes,
Ooh,
so think about, I love that we traveled, and I love this about, so you can get more of that. Yes.
absolutely. But then you can also, until you can release somebody with love,
And to their highest good.
yes, because we think, oh, no, somebody can be a good person, but they're not good for you.
Hmm.
But when you're releasing them, the same energy that you put, when you're starting and you focus on what you like, you have to have the same energy to release that person, because then it frees you to start to do your own work, and it also frees them. You don't
Hmm.
have to make people bad or good. It's an experience that was going to teach you something. So you always want to take time out to say, okay, what did I learn from this? What am I supposed to learn? What's the lesson? Work on what you need to so you can grow, because everyone's here to teach you something. Like I was telling you the other day, we're both teachers and students.
Yes.
Everyone and experience is here to teach you something. So the minute you start operating in that way, you don't really focus on people being villains or bad, or pinpointing what they have that you didn't like. It's more like you have a curious mind. If it doesn't work for you, it doesn't work for you. But you're more like, I wonder why they're doing that. I wonder, why am I reacting that way? Or why does it bother me? It's more about the lesson more than the judgment of the person or the experience.
So
And
true.
everything happens, I think, for your highest good if you can take a lesson from it. Everything is for your
Exactly.
highest good.
That's exactly what I was just gonna say. And I just love the growth. When you find out, and have that aha moment, what Oprah says, aha moment, but you have that aha moment, you like, oh, okay, thank you so much. Like, and then the person that you become is just a beautiful thing. So I want to ask you
Absolutely.
another question. What was I going to ask? I don't want to forget to ask. What inspired you to create a gratitude journal tailored specifically for men?
So I'm being called to specifically work with men because I think a lot of because I was doing some research. I work with children. My kids, have autism. Most of my clients have been boys. There's a 4-to-1 ratio. I went to the conference and they were just really encouraging us to think about working with adults, which would be mostly males. And I've never, thought about it because I love my job and I love working with kids. So it was the first time I was like, oh, but I noticed that I was uncomfortable, but I was also very curious. And something was nudging me to kind of see, and something came up that a lot of them are committing suicide. Yeah, men, and I think they're in their 50s, especially 30s and up. They are committing suicide, and it's getting worse and worse. And I think because a lot of them are not talking, we don't know why. And
Oh.
it just dawned on me that, oh, wow, okay, so I let it go. And I was like, yeah, that's for somebody else, not for me. But I was burdened by that. Like, oh, they're dying. I was burdened by that. So and then I noticed like more and more, how you have a little whisper, like a little nudge, like the spirit was kind of like, giving me a little tug here and there. Hey, I want you to do more research. And I was like, okay, I'm gonna do. But the more research I did, the more I realized, okay, so there is a correlation between the behaviors that have been reported, not all of them, like aggression, tantrum, property destruction, and what I do. The kids that I work with, a lot of them have what we call maladaptive behavior. It's a tantrum, aggression, self-injurious behavior, property destructions. However, so I started to meditate just to see why is this coming into my life now, right? Just being
Uh-huh.
aware. And then I noticed, okay, a tantrum looks different on a 2-year-old. Like as a society, if a 2-year-old's having a tantrum at the supermarket, we're like, oh goodness. But if you're 28, 38, 48, that looks very different. We're not as compassionate or patient. We're more likely to be like, you're a criminal. You need to go to jail. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's not a lot
Oh
of
my
grace.
goodness. You're
There's
right. You would probably be afraid
exactly, and that's exactly right.
instead of, like you
There's
said,
not
you
a
will
lot of
embrace.
grace. Yeah, and no one's asking what's wrong. Did you ask for something? Why are you kicking this chair? No one's asking that. It's like, we're gonna call 911. The police is gonna come get you. That's the reaction. So
Wow.
it's just like, oh my goodness. So I think this is my hypothesis. A lot of these men may be on the spectrum and don't know it because you have to have a medical doctor, and I'm not a medical doctor, diagnose you. But also, if you did not get diagnosed and you've gone on for however long, with these behaviors, you're not going to know. Maybe there is something there for me to look deeper. Maybe there's something there. Like, why you acting that way? Do you not have tools to communicate your needs? What's going on? We need to dig deeper instead of being so dismissive and judgmental and trying to put people behind bars, because not everyone is acting that way because they're mean or hateful. There is a cause. In my line of work as a behavior therapist, there are four functions to behaviors: attention, escape, automatic reinforcement, which is like self-soothing, and access to tangibles. So when we go in a home and a kid is having a tantrum, we do assessment to see why are they behaving that way. It's always one of those fours, or one would be the main, like primary, and then one is secondary. So if they're not verbal, you're not able to communicate. Let's say you want a cookie. You can't say, I want a cookie. You're looking at this cookie. You can't reach a cookie. It's on the table. You're going to do something to get it. Either you're going to try to grab it or try to climb, and someone stops you. You're going to hit them. It's frustration. You're not able to communicate. So the environment has a lot to do with it. But once you know why the behavior is there, then you can start to deal with it. You can teach them, oh, you want a cookie. So either we have devices, we have different treatments for different kids, but we can teach them how to ask appropriately in the setting that they're at, so that the behavior does not occur.
Wow, 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 wow. Okay, so
I know that was a lot.
I really said something. So when you said, okay, so let me ask you, so you said that they may be on the spectrum. Can you go a little bit more into that?
Sure.
And we're talking about adults right now. So we understand that children have tantrums, and we have the compassion, and we'll talk to them and embrace them, or and then teach them when they have a tantrum. We'll talk to them about how to communicate their needs. However, when they, like she said, a 20-year-old or a 30 or 48-year-old grown man is having these tantrums, we're not seeing them as tantrums. And with her background, she's a behavior therapist, so she's looking at this with a different perspective. The first thing we want to do is call the police and send them to jail, because we're thinking, they're going to harm us. But this is an adult having a tantrum.
Absolutely.
And we're not knowing that that's what this is. And you said they could be on the spectrum and not know it. So kind of go into that and maybe explain what it looks like for maybe people that's out there that may be experiencing an adult child, or a husband, or a boyfriend, or a brother, and they're thinking that they're crazy and thinking that you're calling the police, when that's not it. You said they could be on the spectrum. So kind of go into that.
Sure. So autism is it's a intellectual disability. A lot of times you don't have the tools to communicate, or you're lacking social skills. Sometimes it's academics, because of if the behavior is severe, you're not able to sit in a classroom and actually learn. Sometimes, so it's a spectrum, because it doesn't look the same on everyone. On a higher end of it, you can see someone not making eye contact, or stemming, where they're constantly like trying to flap. They flap, they stem, they can just be completely unaware. You can walk around with your head, looking up and just going in circles. So it looks different. But however, there are some people that can function. They can sit in a classroom and function, but they have a hard time with social skills. So let's say they're not making friends, or they're not, they're not able to walk up to someone and say, "You want to be friends?" Or when people talk to them, it's more than shyness. You're very uncomfortable. Like you don't know how to act in a social setting. So I've heard people, how when you're in public, like at church, there's just some behaviors that are appropriate for church, some behaviors that are appropriate for when we're outside, like at dinner, some behaviors that are appropriate for the home. Some of them may not have the skill set to know the difference. So you would be at dinner and just say something very inappropriate, really loud, and then you think, oh my God, or you're not able to go to like maybe like a work meeting, you have some issues with communicating your needs exactly, or if you're just not responding in the way that other people are, you're functioning, but it's not at the level. Like you have a discomfort. I think I had a client's brother, very, very smart. Um, but when we were in the community, and you can tell he was just keeping to himself because he was just thinking, like, not knowing what to do exactly. Like what do we do? We don't do anything. We mingle. We go say hi. Hey, you start a conversation with someone, and he just kept to himself. And if unless you going over there, like it's like pulling teeth. Saying, hey, so and so wants to say hi. And he would start to sweat profusely and turn red. Like he just had a hard time with somebody being in, what I think that was his personal space. But it was just a conversation trying to get to know him. And he was just very uncomfortable. He prefers to stay home and just not engage at all because he doesn't know what to do. Well, it's not difficult for us. It's like, let's just go and say you shake hands and you make small talk about the weather, books or whatever and that was so hard for him. Very, very, very hard. Yes. So it looks different. So I think if you're functioning, sometimes you don't realize, maybe I am struggling with this. And it could be that they don't have it, but I'm just noticing some of the parallels between my clients that are children and then some of the adults based on the behavior, that I can see that, it's like, this is very parallel, except, we're dealing with children and then we have adults. And I don't know that a lot of these people even would think that maybe they need to get, at least look into it. I don't know that they think it's a possibility that they could be, or they just, or something else going on. But at the end of the day, I just think that if we're approaching it with being curious to see why you're behaving that way, it's a good place to start.
Oh my gosh. So we're running out of time, and I just do not want this to end. Oh my gosh. So I have another question, but I can't even ask you because Luke, is it okay if we have you back on the show again?
Absolutely.
Okay, because guys, we have to do a part 2 because you know what? I want to talk about, first of all, I want to do more on this, putting this journal out there because, and one of the questions I want to ask, so we have we have 7 minutes left. How can this journal help someone that where they can use this to cope instead of the tantrums or anything else? Can you give us a little bit of that, then we'll wrap it up, guys? I have so many other questions that I want to dive in.
First of all, I want to say that if you no matter what walk of life you're in, I need to say this, that you are a gift. Like, God formed you, with his own hands. God sees you as wonderfully and fearfully made. You are a gift. So if you happen to have autism or not, the things that makes you different is also what makes you special. I would embrace whatever difference you have, because that's part of the beauty of why you're here. That although we're all connected, but we all have different gifts and talents. It's just given to you by your Creator. He is pleased with you. And I don't want you to ever look at whatever condition that you have or whatever you're struggling with as something that makes you less than. It's okay, this is a gift. How do I embrace this? How do I honor myself? You have to know who you are in Christ, which is love. You know what I mean? So this journal, if you are struggling, first of all, writing things down is very therapeutic. Very therapeutic. Once you start to focus on gratitude. And then other things will transpire in your life. Like you were saying earlier, the self-awareness, right? Once you start noticing one thing that you can be grateful for, more things will start to come into your life. You will also start to appreciate yourself. And a lot of the activities that I have for the weekly activities, one of them is act of kindness. That takes you away from your own situation. I love that picture. That's actually one of my favorite. That takes you away from your own situation and you start to do things for other people. A lot of it, there's one where you write a thank you note for someone that you appreciate. That is the essence of why we're here. Not just only to honor ourselves, but to honor other people. Because what you do to another, you do to yourself. The writing things down and being consistent every week, being in that space of, this is not just for me, but it also helps me see what's around me that I can give back to. Because giving back is not just about money. A lot of times about your time. It's doing something, an act of kindness. Sometimes it's just smile. Sometimes it's just saying hello or just being willing to listen to someone. That takes the focus of yourself and whatever it is that you're going through, and you put it on someone else. When you can be a gift to someone else, now you are truly being a gift like you were meant to be. The divine sees you as we're all here to help each other out. So being in gratitude is not just for yourself, but it's for other people around you. Because you expand your vision, you start to see the world differently. So, and I think it's very calming. I like lists and activities. I like to have a daily activity and then like a weekly. It just gets my mind thinking, so once a week, I'm going to do what? Depending on the week, you get to think of something that maybe you were not aware before. I love that with relationship.
Yes, guys, she has everything. I mean, and I just love those powerful words that you're saying and once you start doing the journal, guys, my gentlemen, you're going to feel like it's so empowering. And you did this right here is just this is divine sent, like seriously, because the way you crafted this is awesome. Oh my God.
I'm glad you said that, because this was not, I really feel like this was it came from me, through me. I was just a vessel. I was meditating and I was praying a lot, and I was getting this download, like, okay, do this. Even the name, the name of the coaching is The Divine in You. That came while I was in nature, meditating and worshiping. So even the name, I felt like it was this different spirit just telling me, okay, we need you to package this and deliver this because it's meant for someone. And we really, yes, I can't even take credit. I feel like the divine.
Yeah, really. I can feel it. I'm telling you, when I opened it, oh gosh, so we have 1 minute left now. When I opened it, I can feel, I did an unboxing, so I'll have to send you that. Well, I'll post the video, you'll see. But you could feel it, but this is divine sent. I'm just like, oh yes. My God. And I just love the way it feels too. It's just, you can feel it. Well, thank you so much, guys. This is Luce, those powerful words. And to our viewers, we're going to have the link below where you can purchase the book. And is there for viewers who want to learn more about the divine in you or connect with you, Lucy, do you have any social media, or how can they connect with you?
I'm on Facebook, The Divine in You Coaching. I try to post weekly. I'm excited about that. I also have the podcast that's coming up, The Divine in You Speaks. We will get to speak to men and hear them.